China, these robots aren't a concept anymore. They're being sold right now to regular families for one single purpose: conversation. UB Tech launched a lineup of 3 models. The base version costs around $17,000, the Pro version $25,000, and the flagship, the U1 Ultra, runs almost $150,000, more than an apartment in some Chinese cities. Interestingly, the male version costs almost $16,000 more than the female one. The company hasn't officially explained why. The flagship has 88 moving joints and a bionic neck, movement that's as close to human as it gets. It reads eye contact, displays over 20 facial expressions, and syncs lip movement to speech in just 20 milliseconds. Reaction time to voice is about half a second, faster than most humans in conversation. The developers specifically emphasize this. All conversation data is stored locally, with no mandatory cloud upload. For a device people are going to trust with personal things, that's a big deal. Pre-orders opened in early June. Already over 11,000 orders. For context, last year the company sold just over 1,000 robots. Total. The first buyers get their robots this September, but that's just the home lineup. The same company makes other robots that are already working, and they cost about the same. The same robot lineup is already working in business, at reception desks, at trade shows, in company presentations. But more on that in a second. Because if this is genuinely just the beginning, it's worth asking the real question: what does this look like in 5, 10 years from now? Right now, in 2026, a robot can already hold a conversation good enough that 11,000 people paid real money for one, instead of paying for a first date. That's not a movie premise anymore. That's a receipt. So, if this is where we are at the very start, the clunky, expensive, first-generation version, where does this go once the price drops and the technology gets better every single year? Here's the uncomfortable part. We're not talking about robots replacing jobs nobody wanted. We're talking about robots replacing the person you'd talk to at the end of a hard day, and the demand for that is already outpacing the supply. So, here's a question worth sitting with. If a robot listens better than the people around you, is the problem really the robot? Or is it something in how we've been treating each other? So, here's where they're already working today. Businesses use them instead of a human employee to greet guests, explain a product, and work a trade show booth for hours without a break or getting tired. The head of UB Tech's consumer brand, Michael Tam, said this at the launch: "It will never betray you, will always be loyal to you, and will love you unconditionally." Sounds more like an ad for a dream employee than a machine. A whole separate market has grown around this in China. Over 150,000 companies now rent out humanoid robots for exhibitions, weddings, events. Prices range from $140 to $1,400 a day, depending on the model. The rental market is valued at $140 million and could grow to $1.5 billion by next year. The company has already taken over 13,000 orders across the whole U1 lineup, and it announced that in it will donate 100 of these robots to people who need support the most: elderly people living alone and families going through hard times. This isn't UB Tech's first rodeo either. The same company already makes industrial robots deployed at Airbus and at US chipmaker Texas Instruments. So the technology behind this friendly receptionist has already been tested on real factory floors, halfway around the world. The rental boom behind all this didn't start with reception robots. It started in 2025, when humanoids danced on stage at China's biggest televised New Year show. Within months, over 150,000 small businesses were renting robots out by the day. Buyers can even customize the robot's face, hair, and outfit to resemble someone specific: a celebrity, a fictional character, or a loved one who's no longer around. UB Tech markets that as personalization. Critics call it something else entirely. And there's a bigger question underneath all of it. People are willing to spend 6 figures on a companion that's endlessly patient and never argues back, while real relationships get abandoned at the first sign of friction. That's not really a robot problem. So, the same robot is replacing both a conversation partner at home and a receptionist at the office. It's the same question either way. Where does the technology end and the replacement of a real person begin? What do you think? Drop it in the comments.